experience do you have to manage a bunch of people?
Who are you, Loai? Tell me.
I wanted to hear it from your side.
It's like someone in your house and you just don't know the person.
What specifications or characteristics you're looking for?
I do not want negative people.
They're the fraudsters.
Yeah.
Get rid of them immediately.
You're lucky if you get your money in 4 to 5 months.
So you're even before me, man.
You don't want to know. My salary is so low, I resigned the next day, Loai.
I'll tell you who I struggle with a lot.
The day the client tells you, would you like to come home? You have made a career.
Makes sense.
I think, Loai, Provident is one of a flagship, great model, I would say.
You guys done phenomenal though, man. Fido's a huge brand here in the UAE.
I really admire the people that we have become.
Thank you for making it. Good to see you.
Pleasure. How's it going?
Good, buddy.
How's Ramadan for you?
Good.
Families here?
Alhamdulillah, we have my mother and her sister in town, so they're staying with me. Okay. We had the whole family last month anyways over, so it was quite nice.
Blessing.
Yeah, we do this every year. How's everything with you?
Man, going on crazy. Fido is it's always a challenge. I every day feel like it's the first day.
Yeah.
That's the way I work.
Yeah.
I'm into still micromanagement and it's a mess.
How's that feel?
I wish I had 2 or 3 soldiers to shoulder me.
Yeah.
But when I build them, they'll end up leaving and opening their own companies.
I know.
So
I want to ask you a question.
Story, yeah.
I mean, you just told me right now that you came in, you just had an interview, and you were interviewing someone.
Yeah.
So I wanted to understand, because we have all companies have different structures. You're still handling the interviews, the final interviews, and what specifications or characteristics you're looking for when you're hiring or recruiting people for the different positions?
All right. So most I have a policy that the final interview before the person enters into the properties, I have to see him.
Yeah.
Because there have been situations where I left it with my directors. They brought good candidates, no doubt about that. But what was it like? I'm walking on the floor. I don't know this person. This person does not know me. I mean, he knows me, but I don't know this person. It's like someone in your house and you just don't know the person.
Yeah.
It's very awkward feeling.
Yeah.
Even they are reluctant to say hello, hi. And I put in an effort and go like, hi, how are you? I'm Nazish. So it's funny, but if you had an interview, they've met you, they've been introduced to you officially. So it's a good thing. Plus, I learned on a very later stage that it's amazing because it's your home.
Absolutely,
is my place. So I want to know everything about a person before he comes in, like almost everything. I ask very personalized questions like, where do you live? What's the money in your pocket right now? I want to scale your journey as and when. Like I always ask, can you take care of yourself for the next 6 months? Are you in a position to take care of yourself for the next 6 months? Because it's better for us to know at this stage before we get into a relationship. Because I think so any employee that comes into Fido, it's like absolutely about relationships.
Absolutely. But is there certain criteria or characteristics personal in the person that you're looking for?
So I don't go for technical rounds.
Okay.
I don't do technical because that's what the HR and the sales director has done. If it's a sales executive, I don't do technical rounds. Only for the sales director, I would go very deep with technical rounds. I look at the personality of the person. Can he add value to my organization? When the Fido badge goes onto his chest, will he represent that badge in a nice way? All that matters. Is he a good person? Like the values, values about families, I go personal questions with them, and I understand where does he come from, what is his educational background, what is his family circle like, is he supporting his family or is he being supported by his family?
Yeah.
So these elements helps me understand that do I want this person a part of my circle?
You know why I asked you that question? I mean, I was watching something for Elon Musk the other day. It came up on my reels on Instagram. And he said something really interesting, and I shared it to the managers, and we were laughing about it. And he was saying that if you have a new employee coming in and all they do is complain and moan, and they try to find every little issue in the business, he's like, they're the fraudsters.
Yeah.
Get rid of them immediately. Do you get what I mean? And I was like that, and I started reflecting back on all the employees or agents that I had that came in moaning, complaining, and I'm like, Makes sense. I need to look out for that. So I wanted to understand, do you look for the behavioral stuff? Like when you're interviewing someone, if they start complaining and they tell you things about their previous company, oh yeah, it was a bad company, they didn't give me enough leads, or the leads were bad, my manager was bad, or this, isn't that like alarm bells to say to you?
It's a red flag.
It's a red flag,
Loai,
right?
one of the most important thing I do in my session, again, as I told you, it's personality session.
Yeah.
So I do not want negative people. I tell to my
Correct.
staff, we do not want negative energy. This one negative person, just because he's carrying some negative experiences from the past,
Correct.
he'll just bring it into this beautiful circle that you're trying to create, and he's just going to talk about his bad experiences. Like I just finished an interview, and I told my director it's a no from me, because she only spoke about negative experiences in the past 2 companies she's worked for.
Correct.
She didn't get paid, or blah blah blah, and I go like, hey, I don't want negative people around. Like, people love to talk about the stories. Oh, I worked over there, I didn't get paid, things like that. So I prefer not to associate with these people. However, it's the director's call at the end of the day, and then they make the decisions.
I mean, because I look for, I don't do interviews much as I used to do before, because I have a whole recruitment team in HR. But when I do meet, I look at these behaviors, and if I see on their CV they've worked in a lot of companies in the last 3-4 months, it's a warning sign. And sometimes I'm like, oh, maybe they're good, let's give them a try. And you know what my gut instinct told me in the beginning actually was the valid thing. I shouldn't have hired them. And I learned that. That's why I wanted to ask you that question. I want to ask you, what do you feel is today different? We're 2025 today, right? Okay. And you're a veteran of the industry. How long have you been in Dubai real estate?
I started in 2004.
2004.
So that makes me
beat me,
21 years in.
Man, you beat me. I came I came in 2005. I started end of 2005 in real estate. So you're even before me, man. Congratulations.
Funny story. Actually, 2003.
Oh wow.
I worked for 3 days.
Oh yeah.
And I said, no, this is not for me, because back in 2003, the brokers were like not really qualified people.
Yeah.
And I had this education backing me up. And I go like, what am I doing being a broker? And all I was taught was go meet the building security guards in Karama. Karama would be your territory. And you will go meet these security guards, and you will exchange contacts. You'll sit with them. You'll find the inventory. What is the inventory, bro? It's a 24,000 dirham studio. In a shitty old building.
So you worked in the real
of
no.
This was the first 3 days, and it was like a shock. And I was like, no, I can't do this. I joined Emirates Airlines.
Oh, okay, you were in Emirates Airlines.
I worked for 15 months.
Wow.
And then the broker who I once knew there, and my father happened to rent a Greens apartment. My father was one of the oldest investors.
Greens is one of the first communities.
So Greens, Summer 1, we still have that apartment.
Wow.
And my father rented it out and gave 5,000 dirhams to this guy. I said, dude, my salary was, you don't want to know, my salary is so low. And I was like, Dad, you just gave him 5,000 dirhams right now for what? And he goes like, he rented. I said, if he rents 4 apartments in a month, it's 20,000. So he controls his destiny. It's like a business. And I was just all in. I resigned the next day, Loai. I went to Emirates. My father, we come from an Indian family, career, brand, all this matters a lot. I said, Dad, how much time did it take you to put $1 million into your account? He goes like, dude, you're talking too much for your age. And I go like, no, tell me. He goes like, no, it's going to take time because you got expensive.
How old were you then? Sorry to ask you.
I'm 45 almost.
You don't look it. Good on you, buddy.
Yeah. So I was exactly 23. Then in 2005 I was 25. And this is when I actually became a proper real estate broker, inspired by this story of seeing the guy could not even speak English, Loai. And I was like, I can speak English. I'm presentable. I can put a suit on. This guy came in a bus to collect the rent. Loai, that was it. That was the changing moment, and I entered in the industry back then. But there were very few of us. It was nothing like this.
Would you see back then how brokers were working compared to today? Because I have this conversation all the time with people, but I wanted to hear it from your side. Like compare agents, not necessarily in 2005, let's say in 2007 and 8, the hype, of the boom of the real estate market, where we are comparative to that. How we worked back then, how we work today, the behavior of the agents also. Because agents, I feel today, correct me if I'm wrong, they're really spoiled. by their agencies. Like back when I worked, I did everything myself. So I wanted to hear your side. How's your experience compared agents back then, agents today?
Bro, so with all honesty, I think so. Nawar from Reelly, he just reposted one of my
Yeah.
videos, which the same question was brought. It's the same thing, bro. I mean, I see people today are luxurious, like they have super luxury.
Yeah.
They don't need to put in the efforts we had to put in, but it's the time.
Yeah.
It's the same. I see my niece and nephew versus what we were as kids, but
Yeah.
I can't blame them. It's the environment, and the brokers today are very comfortable. They get the money on time. The institutes like yourself, Provident has a name. It's because you definitely pay on time.
Yeah.
Back in the times, our boss, we have to coat him all the time just so that we get paid on time. Our payments would come 4 months, 5 months after the deal after the commission is received from the developers into the company's account. You're lucky if you get your money in 4 to 5 months. So one of the fundamentals that I also did in Fidu is we pay instantly. In the last 7 years of operation, instantly. But the major difference I see, everything is digital. They get the brochure.
Correct.
They just pass the brochures on WhatsApp. True. I mean, I would never do that. I mean, we did not have the privilege. We did not have WhatsApp. We did not have Instagram. We did not have leads. The word leads did not exist.
Yeah.
We had yellow pages. We used to flip those pages, find owners' numbers
and
somehow.
Freehold from Gulf News where the ads were.
So that was the broker network and educational system where the Freehold newspapers used to help us educate what launches are happening. But it was totally different, but totally different. We used to get into like switch buses in order to just meet the client. I had a good habit. If brokers want to follow that, they will definitely be successful because my peak of success was because of this. And I met very high profile clients because of this one extra quality. So I used to make cold calls. I used to speak to them and I used to convince them and they would show me even 10% interest, Loai. Half an hour, I'm in the office.
Nice.
I do not take it for granted that I'm going to meet you later. I'm going to send you a file. I'm going to send you a brochure. No, my friend. I make sure I leave. Like, see, I literally came in 15 minutes. I'm always like that.
Yeah.
So I would just hang up the phone. One lead.
Yeah.
It's that one person that is going to change the journey of your real estate. It does not need 10 people.
Yeah.
So I used to believe in this model and I used to hang up the phone. Boom, in half an hour. I'm seeing him now. I used to convince people, I need to see you now. None of my agents do that.
Yeah.
And I keep telling them, you don't need to make 200 calls. People are trying to say, you know what, today I made 20 calls to my old existing clients. I said, how many did you meet?
100% in our office KPIs, meeting is one of the top priorities.
Top.
More meetings, more sales. True. Right? It's the formula.
Bro, because one client on an average, I think so, is being contacted by at least 25 agents today.
100%.
One from Provident, one from X Capital, one from Metropolitan. Everyone, that one client, his number and contact details is with everyone.
Yeah.
Out of those 25 agents, how many does the client know? Face to face.
100%.
How many did he shake hands with? How many did he have a coffee with? And you know, I used to tell my agent, I said, you know what is the biggest success for a broker? The day the client tells you, would you like to come home? Come home. You know, what does that mean? Nobody calls anybody to your home to have a coffee with you.
Yeah.
I said, if you scale this to a point, you have made a career. You have made something called, this client is going to be with you forever. It's like your best friend.
Yeah.
Because they will keep making money somewhere, reinvesting, and that's when they need you.
Man, it's funny that you're saying that. I'll be honest with you. I've had this conversation with so many agents in my office. I have agents, I'll be honest with you. They've been in the market for such a long time. They're still waiting for leads. And I'm like, you've been in the market for 7-8 years and you're still asking for leads? Like, even after 4 or 5 years of working in real estate, you should have your whole referral system working. Then there's something wrong with you if you're not getting referrals, or your clients calling you back, or they're referring clients to you.
Absolutely.
So that's an issue. I wanted to ask you something, man, because I watch your reels on Monday, and I know you do your Monday morning meetings in the office.
Every Monday.
And every time I watch it, you know, I see snippets from your different agents posting. I see gems, you know, you're dropping gems all the time, and I love them. And I've actually shared your gems in my office and to people in my office. So what is it, certain characteristics of a successful broker you see today in general And then drop us some gems today also, if you don't mind.
Okay. Something beautiful, motivational.
What do you see makes a successful, what are the characteristics for a successful broker in the market today?
Okay. I'll ask you, I saw this and I'm inspired and I'm just going to pass it to you. Okay, Loai, did you know that a tree grows in two directions?
Into?
Direction. Did you know that a tree grows in two directions?
It grows. Trees go everywhere. The roots go everywhere.
No, wait. Concentrate. This is pretty deep. So a tree actually grows in two directions.
Yeah.
The one which you see and the one you don't see.
Okay.
The one which you see is up or there in the fresh air. The one which you don't see is deep down the roots. So it is actually growing at the same time, but more fundamentally at the base, which you actually don't get to see.
Yeah.
It is growing in a very clusterphobic environment. It's extremely dark.
Yeah.
It's got dirt. There are worms or whatever leaching onto it, correct?
Yeah.
But what we get to see is the outside and it's growing and we're hoping for it to grow and
absolutely
pop up some fruits. So I have a reflection for this with a successful broker.
Mm-hmm.
So a successful broker is someone who actually is never exposing himself at the first. Mm-hmm. He's really building within. You need to build so strong anywhere, not only real estate broker, but
sort of
it's a foundation where you're building yourself and nobody gets to see it. And it's hidden. Only you know the struggle, the pain, the claustrophobic environment you're thriving in is only when you will see the success of how beautiful fruits you're going to grow. Like the kind of money that you make. I have an amazing broker in my office and I'm so proud till date for the past 2 years. I still brag about, not because what he's achieving now, it's about his journey that matters.
Yeah.
The struggle, and a lot of people didn't see. And he puts a smile to my face because in this era of 2025, I found a person who replicated what I did 20 years ago.
He's very appreciative, that guy that you're referring to. I know.
Mashallah, he's a blessing.
Yeah.
We found him, he found us, whatever it is, from ground zero. But till today, that's a real success story. And anybody can achieve that. Loai, anybody can achieve that. That guy, I'm telling you just one story about, this is called success. And he listens.
Yeah,
and he really, he practices what he's spoken to. So one of the incident was, like he's become big, he's driving a McLaren and all. But guess what? In the middle of the night, a client is saying, no, I don't understand this location. It was a project in downtown.
Yeah.
I don't want to name any developers, but it is 7 minutes to Dubai Mall. Can you go wrong with that? You can't. A studio for 890,000 dirhams.
No.
You can't go wrong with that. And this guy goes like, seriously, you don't understand this location? He does not argue. He says, you're going to be live with me. He keeps him on the phone. He used to stay in Barsha Heights. He got into his car. He drove all the way to downtown at 11 p.m., gets onto the plot, stands onto the plot, and stands there and shows how far Dubai Mall is, like you're in the heart of the city in downtown. And he goes like, seriously, you don't understand this location? And then, so what I'm trying to say here, and the next thing, he had a closing. It's that extra work that 100%. He put in. Nobody does this now. Loai, people are so lazy. My brokers are so lazy to get into the car.
Yeah.
A lot of them, they don't want to have that extra mile. That extra mile is what is needed, Loai. And guaranteed success is there.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have a lot of these amazing brokers. What kills also them is comfort. They make, like I have an agent, she makes the money, one deal, she's out on a holiday.
Yeah.
Then she again makes money, she's out on a holiday. Eventually she left us to join the hype of the Russian markets and leads, and she joined a very popular Russian company. Guess what? They go like, listen.
They haven't paid her.
No. They paid her, but they go like, you have 30 days in a year.
Yeah.
And she goes like, you know what? I'm not going to work with them and all. I said, dude, I let you fly because I want you to go hungry. You go spend all your money, you'll come back hungry.
Yeah.
But that company did not let her. And she's just a number in that company. In Fidu, this is what I try to do. I know them. I know where they live. I know who's your boyfriend. I know when did you just have a breakup, or who's your new girlfriend. a lot of this kind of conversation, Loai, I still have with my staff.
Yeah.
And yeah, sorry.
I mean, this is something I even struggle with. I'll be honest with you. Everyone thinks that the grass is greener on the other side.
True.
If they sat down and nurtured and watered their own grass, it would be much better. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you who I struggle with a lot. It's usually the new guys, new to the industry, because they don't know how it is outside. So they come, you teach them everything, you train them, and they see it, and then they see little faults. And no company's perfect, okay? Everyone's got little faults, little things that we need to tweak and fix throughout time and all of that. And they start looking at the faults and they think it's so great in the other company. And then they leave you, and like 6 months later, they're like, oh man, it was so great in Provident. I'm sorry, Lou, why can't I come back and all of that? And that happens to me all the time, especially with new people that don't really understand the market and they've only learned and worked with you. Unfortunately, you put a lot of investment in them and they leave you for somewhere else thinking it's going to be brighter and better. Sometimes maybe because it's higher commissions, and that's the majority of the time. And then they realize, yeah, I might get higher commission, but I don't have the services, I don't have the training, I don't have the brand, a million things that they forgot the cost. And a lot of agents, I feel also too, when they look at companies and they see it the same thing, they don't know what goes investment into the brand. They look at you like the office is for free, their emails are for free, the CRM's for free, the admin is for free, the trainers are for free, the manager that helped you close the deal was for free, all of that is for free. There's no appreciation to any of it. They don't put a cost associated to it. I mean, I don't blame them, but you know, there's a lot of incurred cost in order to make a company where it is, and the brand and the training and all of that involved.
No, but Loai, I'm so impressed, like with Provident. I think so. Hats off to you guys. I think it's your vision. It's the people that supported you.
Yeah.
Because definitely it's not one person. Like you can have a vision, but
Yeah.
I've seen this. I struggled with that, and I really had very amazing support system. And then that collapses at some point of time because
Yeah.
everyone wants to grow. Everybody wants to be a CEO.
Yeah.
And everybody wants to run their own
It's not that
company.
great.
No, it's horrible. It's horrible. I have one of these agents, amazing guy.
Yeah.
He followed me up into the office. So I was down having a wait. He saw me in my suit. He was handing over CVs door to door. All right, in the
He was doing that.
Yeah,
No.
so he saw me. He also came down for a smoke. He saw me. He thought I might be some senior guy in some office. He followed me. He reaches to my office reception and goes like, "Could I meet this gentleman who just walked in?" And I have a policy: anybody walking in, I don't say no.
Yeah.
I will get off my seat. And I'll go meet them, just even for a minute. It's not like
Yeah,
I
of
will
course.
bring them into my office and comfort them. No, I'll just go out them, give the respect. So this guy comes, sweaty. He's got his CVs in the hand. You know those guys who come in. Amazing guy, super sales guy. And I saw him, I met him, and I go like, okay, I'll give you a job, but are you going to keep doing this? Will you keep repeat? Will you forget this? Can you repeat this? Can you do this for me for the next 1 year? Every day, go meet someone like that. Hand over your property consultant card. I'll train you.
Yeah.
Dude, this guy is a killer.
Yeah.
All right? He leaves me because he comes and says, boss, I love you. Everything I've learned is from you. 1 year down, he started closing. He's dedicated to Shoba. He goes like, I need 80%. Okay, I need 80% because now
Yeah.
I looked at him. I said, you were ready even for 30 at one point, remember? Like just to get, I said, I knew this day would come.
Yeah.
Anyways, I said, no. So, company policy, I do not do that.
Yeah.
SOP, standard operating procedure. I'm sorry, I would not do that.
Yeah.
You might be the top guy. No. Please, I don't want to leave. I've got offers even up to 90%, blah, blah, blah. I said, I'm sorry, no. He goes like, okay, then like I have to move on. I said, you know what? I really wish you well. And with all my heart, because you know, I like seeing people grow. This is something I have. I'm affectionate. I like to see people grow, either with me or without me.
Yeah.
But they will remember that they learned with me.
Yeah.
So they started the journey with me. You know this guy, he opens up his company. He's got like 8-9 people, small setup, one admin. He calls me every 2 weeks.
For advice?
No, he says every word you spoke on those Monday meetings.
Yeah, of course.
Now I understand what the value is because now I'm training people.
Oh, no, yeah.
I'm teaching people. So, you know, Loai, it just fills my heart so much to see people appreciate, even if they're not working in your company, they're outside. But this guy is just Like now he's understanding the value of being a CEO or somebody who's running the company. He has to pay the rents, the bills. And his brokers are coming up to him. I said, what's your broker's commission, my friend?
Yeah.
He's like 50-50. I said, seriously?
Oh, yeah.
I said, don't worry. There will be another guy, same like you, after 1 year coming.
Yeah.
I said, what would you do then? He's like, bro, wallah, now I understand everything.
Yeah.
But you know what, Loai, with all said and done, these people come back. The good news is, as long as you have been good, you always paid them on time. You let their money. I would not use if we paid them on time because it's their money. So they did receive their fair share at the right time. That is my model. They will come back. I've started seeing some of my Russian-speaking brokers who went up to big companies at the Russian boom. They started coming back. And just yesterday, one of the girls who left me for 1 year to go to one of the biggest Russian company, she comes back. She says, this is family. This is where I started. So I want to come back. And you know what she did? It's been 2 months. She's come back. Yesterday, she had a closing for 70 million dirhams.
Oh, wow. Good on her. Congratulations.
70 million, gets 8% out of the developer.
Yeah.
Making it 5.4 million in commission.
That's great.
Now, if I would have had grudges or whatever and made it difficult, no, at that stage when she was leaving us to go to another company, it would not work.
So can I ask you a question? Do you think you taking her back, okay, it's been a good thing that happened with her, but it's happened to me many times, I'll be honest with you. I've taken some people back. And I took them back, I'll say, because I felt like, you know what, I wanted to give an example. See, look, they all come back. It's like an ego boost for me.
Yeah.
Some of them it worked out, but I'll say majority after a while, it didn't. I'll be honest with you. Like I'll give you an example. I had an agent. She came new. She worked for us. She learned a lot. Okay, she was ex-Emirates also. She came, and then she left to another company for higher commission. Came back after like 6-8 months because I think the company didn't pay her or something on time and all of that kind of stuff. Came back. She worked a bit, but she came to me on a condition. She wanted the title. I'll be honest with you. And I gave her, not that title, but something better, even though I didn't think she was ready for that title. But I said, let's go. So she took that title, worked for like 6, 7, 8 months. She closed 2 deals, but I'll be honest with you, these 2 deals that she closed, the manager did it on her behalf because she was traveling. She threw her client to the manager and we did all the paperwork and closed the deal. After 6, 7, 8 months, she comes back and she's like, I'm sorry, I have to resign. I'm like, unfortunately, why? She's like, well, I got a sales director role. I'm like, sales director role? Where? Like, what experience do you have to manage a bunch of people? Like, even the deals that were closed, you didn't even close them. What I mean?
True. And she walked out?
And she walked out, she got a sales director role.
Salary job.
Yeah, but no, she got sales director job. But then I noticed she jumped between 3 companies in the last, I don't know, like year, sales director job. So for me, and I've had these experiences before, so I'm kind of hesitant sometimes now not to take people back. Do you get what I mean? I've kind of let that ego go through. I believe in the company and I believe in what we offer and the services. I don't need to kind of validate it or prove it by someone's coming back because I've had it, they've come back and not all of them have been great. And I'll be honest with you, my experience, Nazish, what I've seen, unfortunately, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, and I want to see that if you've experienced the same thing as me, agents have a career. And I always say, I joke about it between the management, is that they're like football players. Okay. They've got a career of 11, 12 years, okay, maybe 15 at max. But during this period, very few have a full-on successful career all the time. A lot of them takes time, they learn, and they stagnate, and then they go down. And sometimes they disappear and they enter a different field. That's what I've noticed. And generally, the great agents have 2 to 3 years. Some have maybe more, some less. But that's been my experience. And you want to catch them at their peak. I've had agents that were great at my office, went to another company. They were not successful at all. And I'll be honest with you. I've had agents that were successful in other companies and came to me and were not successful. And I'll be honest with you. And I went back and I reevaluated myself. I'm like, did we do something wrong towards that agent? is the company didn't offer him the right services or the right training or the right protocols or whatever, or the right systems. And I identified it wasn't the company, because I always used to blame the company or blame myself. How can I improve, right? But then I realized it wasn't. It was the agent themselves. They've given up on the career. They kind of just, there's new agents coming in the market and they're hungry, because I see it in the office also. New agents come in the office, they're hungry, they want to learn the product, they want to learn everything, they want to invest in themselves, they want to be successful because they're hungry. And then you got that agent, because he lived it, he doesn't want to pick up the phone call, he doesn't want to call the leads, he doesn't want to go out and network, he just wants to go to Bali, he wants to go to Thailand, he wants to go to Australia, he wants to go to UK, he wants to be in the summer in Europe, in Saint-Tropez and all of that. And he doesn't really want to work the way he used to work. So his performance naturally drops. Has nothing to do with me. He's maybe burnt out. He's kind of given up. He doesn't want to grind.
Absolutely.
He doesn't want to call the leads. He doesn't want to go network like he used to do before.
I have the same.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And I see it all the time happening today.
See, I'll be very honest, Loai. My briefings on Monday, this is one of the most important things. I said it's not about going up, it's about staying up.
Correct.
It's
yes.
very, very, very
Absolutely,
important.
100%.
It's not about going up, it's about staying up. What is staying up? Do not forget your journey. People, a lot of them, I know agents 2 years ago, oh my God, the way because you can easily see, they're all bling bling, you'll see all Louis Vuitton and all business class trips and everything. And Loai, the funny story? All these guys are shattered. They're mentally shattered because that market that these people thrived in the last 2 years, that does not exist.
Yeah.
Those guys were used to having closings day after day, week after week. One of my agents, I've experimented on him now. I've kept him very, very low profile in terms to closings. I said, live your life, spend your money, because I want them to spend their money so that they come back hungry.
Yeah.
Because when they make a lot of money, they really get comfortable. And I've lost a lot of amazing brokers to becoming lazy, to becoming full of themselves. They get very, very, they think they're better than someone else right now because they've got that 5 million, 4 million stacked up in their account. The problem is they forget where they come from. They forget the start of the journey. And most importantly, they go into depression.
Yeah.
I had few brokers from one of the top agencies recently call me in saying, we are depressed, we don't know what to do. We were so used to having leads and closing. I don't know how to get new clients. I can't get numbers right now. And then they go travel. They think the travel will fix them and they'll come back. Sorry, you're wrong. Me, if I'm failing on something, I'm going to stay, be there and try my best day in, day out. I found gold here. Why am I going here to dig another hole and look for gold? I found gold here already.
Correct.
I dig a hole. I worked hard. I found gold here. Why are you switching places?
Correct. I completely.
Do not change companies. It's not the place which is going to make the difference, Loai.
It's you. It's within
it's
you.
all about you.
100%.
Some of the best brokers in my time, we used to sit in taxis, in cars, and be the brokers we are.
Yeah.
It's not the place. It's all about you. It's the state of mind you put yourself in. People go like, and I've seen really depressed, and they said, I need motivation. I said, dude, we did not have the luxury of motivation. The word motivation is luxury.
Yeah. The commission should be your motivation.
The motivation is the money.
Motivation.
And I said, you want to be successful? Work so hard.
Yeah.
I said, then I'll tell you something, why you're depressed. Because those 100 clients that you sold to are not in your inner circle. They're not close to you. They're not bringing repeated business because you just sold them whatever you thought was good. You did not qualify the developers. Those developers have delayed the projects. So much, has built on. I said, did you maintain a relation with that client? You would have a repeated business and you would never go into depression.
Yeah.
So you know what, Loai?
Sometimes I see it like that. People get comfortable. But at the same time, I see it, I'm giving the benefit of the doubt because burnout. Some agents burn out after a certain period. I mean, they work their asses and they're just burnt out. But then I reflect on myself and my journey in my company. I opened it in 2008, and I've had ups and downs where I went broke, made my money. One point, my company was going down. I was in negative. I brought it back up, and it's been like that. Do you get what I mean? People see that, but it's been. Do you get what I mean? The ups and downs, and agents go through the same thing. but they don't adapt. And I think that's why even like there's a lot of companies that haven't existed for a very long time, especially in real estate in Dubai, because they haven't been able to adapt and haven't been dynamic to change with the times. And that happens with brokers too. Sometimes they get complacent, comfortable, and sometimes generally they just burn out and they want to change. And some of them, like maybe they've made enough money, I don't need to work as hard. And some of them just don't have the energy to continue doing what they're doing. And new people are coming on board, and I see it, man. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, Providence is a great company, but I see new agencies coming on board today that are doing phenomenal. And they're growing fast, very fast. And I'm like, wow.
It's always the new agents.
Yeah.
Because they don't
really
know
hungry.
much. No.
Yeah.
Loai, I'll tell you the secret. The older agent, he knows too much.
Yeah.
He's full of himself, and he's got a lot of negative sentiments, and he thinks he knows a lot.
Correct. Yeah.
Compared to a new agent, you tell them that this project is the best, train them a little bit, and tell them to prospect. Reach out to anybody you know about this. Because they know so less and so limited, they only focus, it's the vision, it's the direction on that one project. And then if you focus 100% on that, and these new brokers, because they know less, they pick up the phone, they go like, sir, this is the best, Mr. Muhammad, this is the best. Because they really don't know how to compare. So I've seen amateur brokers are more successful in terms to repeated closing because they don't have this negative sentiments coming in, and it's happening a lot, by the way. All this 2 years, the biggest sales have actually happened with people who don't know real estate.
To give you a funny quote that I always say, I mean, I read it, but I always utilize it. Hard work beats talent every day.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, you can say that.
No, because I've seen it happen.
But with all honesty, I've really seen dummies are better off in selling real estate now than a professional who's got all the
That's where hard work beats talent every day.
Exactly. You know what? Let's talk something totally. Loai, tell me, what did you think of me when you saw me for the first time? I really want to know from a professional, a broker to broker. Let's hear you.
I didn't like you.
Okay, you did not like me.
No, of course I liked you immediately, man. And you're one of the veterans in the industry, so I have you in high regard, buddy, to be honest, okay?
That's it?
Actually, you're even older than me, man.
Yeah,
I'm older.
I mean? I'm older than you.
So we've been in the market for a very long time. We've seen the whole changes and everything. And we've traveled together a couple of times with developers.
Yes.
So, we bonded outside of the UAE and Dubai. And it's always been a great experience. And, I follow your reels and I watch your reels and I love when you're dropping these gems always. No. And I even share them to my staff, to be honest with you. And I have really high regard and respect for you.
You're a brother. You are a brother. So, you know what has happened? I really admire the people that we have become right now.
Absolutely.
Some of us, like from some respective real estate companies, the owners, I used to see them as competitors, but I was very stiff, my style was very stiff. I don't make friends. I make acquaintances, I make shake hands, and that's it. But now things have really changed. I admire our industry.
Absolutely.
I admire the people who had this journey of running companies just like yourself. When I met you, I'll tell you, my first impression is like, okay, I need to get to know this guy because this guy talks all about IT stuff. I'm like old school. I'm the guy who opens a book and does all that stuff. I did not use Excels and Words and this. And you were the guy who go like, listen, my website and what is cost? What's your CPL? I remember you asking me this. This is like 6 or 7 years ago. And I was like, one second, what is CPL? Oh, it's cost per lead. Because I am not the geek when it comes to ID and all. I still don't understand how people buy and sell through Instagram. I still don't know, but I have some superstars in my office who are only selling through Instagram. This girl who sold 70 million through Instagram. The clients through Instagram. And I'm like, dude, I can't do that shit. My Instagram is for my broker community. I don't want to meet clients. I don't do any deals. I don't close. But when I met you, I go like, okay, this guy is smart. He looks like an educated, because our industry used to be full of illiterates who pretend to be educated. So no, I'm not even exaggerating. Back in the times in real estate, people who were less well-educated, because they will become a doctor or engineer. They won't be a real estate broker, because respect was not given to this community at all at this point of time.
Yeah, true.
But you were like, okay, this is one shining guy.
Thanks.
He's put on a nice suit. He speaks so well. Look at his accent. His English is really good. And I was like, okay, this is a guy I would like to shake hands with and pick your brains and ask you, how can IT industry influence real estate brokerage
Yeah.
because I'm old school. I think of emotions. Like
Yeah.
doing a transaction is emotional for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Making that money, getting a house, because we were first secondary brokers, you know, we built houses, imaginations and things like
Yeah.
that. But all said and done, I think Loai, Provident is one of a flagship,
appreciate
a
it, buddy.
great model, I would say, 100%. We did wow, amazing at one point of time, and we could not ride with the markets that came in 2023, 24. We had to diversify. You know, Corona happened, Chinese clients disappeared.
You
for a
guys
while.
done phenomenal though, man. Fidu's a huge brand here in the UAE and Dubai and
Alhamdulillah,
international.
alhamdulillah. I think so. We did good. It's the reputation, which I really believe in. And I think so. You guys have created a brand. You know, one very important thing to close this, companies make people, and there are some companies, people make the company. Who are you, Loai?
Yeah.
Tell me. Loai made Provident or Provident made Loai?
Do you know, it's
Very, very
it's a
difficult
tough
one.
one. You know what? I always say, for me, I'm focusing on building the brand and making the brand bigger than me and bigger than anyone else, because I want it to exist and be my legacy to continue.
Bravo.
And that's very important for me. So the way I'm structuring and I work is I'm trying to get the brand bigger than anything, bigger than me. It'll continue to exist even after I go, and that's very important for me.
So-
and I think a lot of people in the industry don't do that. They don't distinguish between the brand and
100%.
themselves.
So I have this story because there was one huge company back in the days,
Yeah.
and one of my client, he told me, look at the business card. I have this company working with me. Why do I need you? He did not say I have Mohammed from this company. He
Correct.
did not say I have Jeff from this company. He said this company, and that stuck in my head in 2008.
Yeah, yeah.
And I always dreamed that I will create a company which will become a brand value. That's why
Yeah.
when our inception, you would see Fidu all over Dubai, because I
Yeah.
wanted the name to be penetrated into the system. I didn't want my face. If you see the first 2 years, you could not even know who
Yeah, I
is run
remember.
by Fidu.
True.
Why? Because I would say Fidu made us all.
Yeah.
My people are recognized because of this brand value. So this message goes to all the people who are running the company. Don't think about you're building the company. Let the company build you, because that brand is going to create millionaires and
Absolutely.
billionaires. And a lot of people, as you said, don't believe in this. They're all out there. It's their face.
Yeah,
It's like people don't even know the name of the company, and they know the person.
Yeah.
It's nice.
It's
but
okay because everyone has a different business model. And I was going to tell you, like, for me, like, you know, my competition, okay, we're competitors. We're friends, but we're competitors
forgot
in a
that.
way.
Okay.
Yeah. End of the day, but for me, competition is great because it makes me a better company. I was like sitting down, we're having a conversation with some other companies, and we're talking, and I'm like, they're like, oh, you're doing this and that. I'm like, yeah, I learned it from you, I told him. And I told him gracefully, I learned it from you. He's like, he was surprised I said it. I'm like, yeah. But that's what competition is so great, because if I didn't have you, I'm not going to look at ways to better my company and improve my systems and my marketing and all of that. And that's what competition, it elevates all of the businesses together. And if we weren't competing, then we're not elevating our businesses. So competition is great. And I look forward to it. And you know, that's how you beat you want to do what your competitor's doing, do it better, modify it, and create new things, yeah?
Yeah.
We're not going to reinvent the wheel, but of course you can do different things with it.
Well, Loai, with you, I think so I can speak for hours. It's like we have the same, what do you say, same bruises, same pain, more or less,
100%.
running a company, running these beautiful people we have. So with all due respect, these people in Reelly, I love them.
Yeah.
Small group of people, like, you know, running all around and putting all these kind of efforts for
100%.
our community. Guys, don't look at anything else, but look at what value they're adding to the real estate community of Dubai. That goes from the government sector to the land department to the developers, all the way down to brokers. So all of us are actually benefiting with the efforts this company has put in together. And hats off to every member who is contributing to this cause. I think so they are doing amazing, and every real estate person in Dubai, like, should know Imar today, need to start knowing Reelly, because I think so they are going to be the next big game-changing company for real estate.
100%. I mean, we're both ambassadors with Reelly, and I love the community they've developed.
Yes,
It really, you can get updated on all the information of all the projects in Dubai. Plus, you're getting valuable content to become a better broker, not just project-based.
For free.
For free,
For
exactly.
free, for God's sake. I mean,
Yeah.
like it's like an encyclopedia for
Correct.
our real estate right now. I
Yeah.
would actually go to, because so many new developers, bro. How are
100%,
you
you
supposed to
can't
keep
catch
up? But these guys, I don't know how they have the whole system that they get integrated with their system, and they have knowledge, they have information about JVC, what's the price per square feet for which
Yeah.
developer, which is a very, very, I mean, they've bridged the gap.
100%.
And it's perfect.
Go Reelly!
Go really.